Hey, and as promised, this is the next video. This is City 2 that I'm in currently. I haven't built anything, but this is what it is. Start with 3,000 of each resource, not 5. I can store up to 5,000. I think I mixed that up in a previous video. And my wood is maxed out because my town hall gives me 300 wood an hour. And starting at 3,000, it takes a couple hours, but yes, you do max out. So the first thing I usually do with a new city is I build a town hall 4 immediately. That gives me 4 buildings to place. Now, where am I going to put them? I already did make a layout. Copy this. I try to paste all of my city layouts into the city notes because city notes transfers if you change computers, or occasionally you lose all of the layouts if you're using the tweak add-on. So that's just a safeguard in case something should happen. So this is my city. That's what it'll look like. I have a Trinsic Temple here and a barracks because I need to be able to recruit a Baron to go overseas. And I have a Moonglow Tower as well. Now, I don't need a Moonglow Tower in this city because I don't have to be able to research from here. But in the event that I'm going to be plundered or attacked, instead of trying to ship my resources somewhere, all I have to do then is purify them, and they're safe. You cannot plunder purified resources. You can't take someone's purified resources. You can't unconvert them. Once you have purified resources, short of spending them in the research tab, you cannot lose them. They are safeguarded against everything and anything. So, while it might set me back some buildings, or a couple hours worth of resources, it's still going to be something that I can use then, because I need another title advancement for every Baron. So I'm just getting things going. I try to lay down cottages first, just to help increase the build speed. I mean, building buildings are usually standard 10 seconds. And so right now, I do have the resources to go to level 5, and I will, but this is why I lay cottages down first. It takes 25 minutes right now, and I'm not going to make you sit through that. In fact, I can't. My recordings can only be 15 minutes. But what I can do now is I can use this 2K quest. 4,000 wood and stone. Bam. Now I have the extra resources building right away. This is for 2 cities. You get a building minister for 48 hours. You can use this when you want, I guess. I mean, you've gotten a taste of what it is now if you've been playing for the first week, and that you know the bonuses. With only 2 cities and not tons of resources, I'm not going to use it yet. I'm going to hold on to him and save him for a rainy day, or when I have more buildings that I need to be upgrading at once. I also have one city founded quest. I'm not going to use this until I get a town hall level 5 probably, because otherwise I will have extra resources I can't store because I can only store 15,000 right now. And this gives me 15,000 wood and stone, and also 100,000 coins, which is super nice. But on top of those, what else I can use are some of my artifacts. Now, I can't use like the steel hammer, because that's 20,000 resources, but I do have 2 copper kits that are 1,500 of each resource. So it's not tons, but when you're starting off a city, that's actually quite a bit to get you up and running. So right now, it's kind of boring, just placing buildings, getting things going. Like City 1, I'm going to focus on wood and stone first, just because this is only going to be semi-sufficient self-sufficient right now. I still don't have a massive resource income, but it'll be a good start. So, and then now that we have two cities, these next city and previous cities buttons next to the focus button and the note button come into play. They just toggle between cities in whatever group you're on. Uh, Default cities are unassigned, or all cities. It's pretty much the same at this point because I don't have any city groups. So now we're back at City 1. I've upgraded a few of my buildings. I've got some more troops that I can recruit. So now it's just about more resources. And now I can take the opportunity to upgrade to level 9, my town hall, which will let me build foundries, which the foundry way down here is like the stonemason or the sawmill for iron. Other than that, I'm not going to be building workshops because I don't need those right now, and it's just a waste of a building because it would take me upwards of a half hour to recruit one siege weapon, and this isn't a castle, so I couldn't use it anyway. I think I'm going to hold off on upgrading my town hall right now, and I'm going to build up some more resource production. That way I can recover a bit quicker. If you saw, it's going to take 3 hours to build here. And that's kind of a pain right now, because that is a lot of time. So I'll probably upgrade some cottages and then set that to go tonight. That way I don't have to be looking at the loading or the progress of a cottage or the town hall as it slowly builds. So other than that, City 1 is pretty much good to go right now. I can still work on getting my construction speed up to 1,000. I get a bronze medallion, which is a 1 hour fast forward for buildings. Town hall level 9 gives me a bronze toolkit and a copper amulet. The copper amulet speeds up recruitment by a half hour. But other than that, I'm just working towards building up my score, because a higher score means that I have higher level resource buildings, which means that I'm making more resources. So what I've done with the notes is you look and I have a resource or resources next to both of my two cities, and that's just a note to me that I don't have really specific resources. It's a mosh pit of everything, because these are my first two cities. As I get later on, I will start making cities that are more devoted to just wood or stone, or wood and iron, or iron and stone, or just food. Those I will put in the notes, like wood first, and if I'm making more wood, and then stone if I'm making less stone than wood, or if I'm making more stone than wood, I would reverse it. But I just leave these resources right now. I've got my overlay, and I also, just for fun, I keep track of when I fountain cities, just to see how long it takes me to build them, depending on when I'm building throughout my empire, how many buildings maybe I put cities I found in one day, and how long they take me all to build. Resource cities generally build faster than military cities because you're creating some sort of income that helps fund your buildings. But that's it for City 1 right now. I don't have to keep a recruitment slot open for Baron anymore, so I'm free to max out on Zerks to keep raiding, because I'm low on gold right now. I need 320,000 to get the next title advancement. 100,000 of that's covered, as you saw with the quest. the one city 100,000. But other than that, I've got to raise all the resources myself. But another thing I can go over is the city groups. Now, it's not too big of a deal right now because I've only got 2 cities, but here we go. City groups allow you to put up to 100 different cities, or you're able to create up to 100 different city groups, and you can assign each city up to 10 different groups, and that's done in the city notes. So I'm gonna start off with C22 to stand for continent 22. I'm just gonna put resources, and I'm gonna create this group. Now this is where I'm gonna organize all my resource cities on continent 22. I'm also gonna put in building. This means that any cities that are in this group are not yet completed. Not all the buildings are built, or the layout isn't finished. If I need to destroy resource nodes, I usually do those last. Other examples are like C22 offense, if I can spell. This is where I would group all of my castles that have offensive troops in them, or C22 defense, abbreviated so I don't have to try to spell it. And that's where I would put either defensive castles, if I have any, or defensive cities, which are pretty much a castle, but without the castle building. So I can't recruit as many troops, but I also can't lose that city unless I abandon it. And I'll save. So now I come in, I click the city groups button, and I'm going to collect building and C22 resources for my city number 2. And now I can select these different city groups. Building only has 1. I can't get to Cade 1 yet because I haven't put it in the city group. So if I go to my unassigned city, this turns red because I'm in a city that's not in that group. Cade 1, because all cities by default are unassigned, is in that group. So now I can come here, I can put it in the same groups, and now I usually stay default on building just because these are the cities that need my attention more. So now I can just toggle between these two. And it's not super big deal right now because I only have 2, but when you get upwards of 50 to 250, 300 more, this becomes a huge thing, keeping track of your empire, what cities you have on what continents, quickly having access to your military buildings or cities. So that's, again, day 8 now. I'm not under protection. My dove has flown away, so I could be plundered or attacked, but I'm not super worried about that because there's not much I could do right now. Take a couple hits, and that we'll see if anyone plunders me or is nice and stays by themselves.